Paradoja de la rotura y la unidad. Si no fuera por esa grieta indefinible, tener un cuerpo roto no sería tan grave. Los golpes y los rasguños sanan, el esqueleto suelda y tu corazón sigue bombeando. Afuera la vida transcurre con sus dosis de amargor y de alegría. Si no fuera por esa grieta, ubico en ti, también estarías allí, jugando en los jardines, sonriendo ante la lluvia, ligera desdoblándote en las horas, ajena al oscuro latir de la grieta. Si no fuera por esa raja omnipresente, los escalofríos no serían la medida de tu tiempo, porque de alguna estúpida manera la vida sigue adentro y afuera de la grieta que eres. Tu cuerpo sigue pidiendo comida, el aire sigue entrando en tus pulmones, tú deseas y quieres ser deseada. Pero el cuerpo nunca ignora una penetración no pedida. Llevas el desgarro, vivo, entre músculos mañana y siempre. Una grieta ubicua te convierte en desplome, barranca, mujer en caída libre y temblor, temblor, temblor. I'm Diana DelÁngel. I'm from Mexico and I write poetry and nonfiction. I think the best thing to being a writer in Mexico is that I can imagine another future for us, I mean for my country. And probably the worst thing is the reality, because sometimes or so many times the present reality makes really hard to imagine another future, but I think this is my work. I think the best thing is its people, because they are strong and very encouraged people. So I think this is the best thing. I study literature all the time. I mean, I have a PhD in Mexican literature, specifically in Mexican contemporary poetry. So I think my educational background fits my writing, and also it allows me to see my process creative with some critical perspective in some way. Yeah, I think the most pleasure is when I have the story or the image poetic in my brain and in my body. I mean, when I can't stop thinking about it, because in that moment I really feel alive. So this is the best moment, and probably the most difficult part is to reach out to this moment. So yeah. I don't believe in duty. I prefer believe in will. So I prefer my writing comes from the will, not from the duty. And this idea doesn't change with the COVID, but the contrary. Yeah. Yeah, I think it's very important the state or the government have a political education to reinforce the literature, but maybe the most important thing is the state manage to preserve the social condition for a freedom, or for yeah, because I think the most important for a writer is to write in a social conditions of freedom. I think this is the most important thing. I would like to recommend you Antigona González by Sara Uribe. which is translated to English for John Plueker, because I think this is one of the most important book poetry in Mexico. And she managed to talk about the topic of disappearance in Mexico City, not just in Mexico, in all country, with a critical and a complex and a poetic perspective, and I think it's very important. Yeah. I've been writing in non-fiction text about femicides in Mexico City, and also I was making the proofreading of book poetry, which I hope to be the last proofreading, but I don't know. Yeah, and probably the one of the things I most enjoyed in the life is to see the plants and the trees in the cities. So I think in that aspect, Iowa is really wonderful, because I really enjoyed to see the trees in the city. I really enjoyed to see how the light coming through the leaves in the streets. And one thing really surprised to me is to find here a flower, which called in Mexico cempasúchil, which is a flower yellow, which was in the planters in the old capital when I arrived in October. And this flower is very significant to me, because this is a flower that we use in Mexico for the offering in the celebration of Dia de Muertos. So it was really nice to find here, and yeah, really unexpected. I just want to say thank you for having me. I really enjoyed this time in Iowa. I made some friends, in Iowa, and not just the people of the staffs, the IWP, but other people that I met here, and also I enjoyed to meet all my mates of the residency.